Welcome to the world of extraordinary journeys and mysterious stories that make your heart race and broaden your horizons. Today, we will venture into the fascinating and multifaceted country of Nigeria, a nation capable of transforming your usual perception of Africa. Prepare to encounter lush, dense jungles where life is vibrant and ceaseless, and endless deserts that sing their ancient, time-traveling songs. Here, modern cities, never sleeping and bustling like giant anthills, are filled with noise and light, while customs and traditions preserved over centuries create a unique local color. All of this is not just a collection of vivid words and images, but a true kaleidoscope of contrasts, where every detail has its own special story and meaning. Nigeria is the most populous country on the African continent, home to over 240 million people. This means that every tourist, every journey here, is an immersion into the living, pulsating heart of the country, full of impressions and discoveries. I won't bore you with long statistical data, as what matters more are the amazing facts that I hope will astonish you and leave a vivid mark in your memory. Have you ever wondered how many languages exist in the world? In the modern world, there are over 500, each a whole world with its own history, traditions, and unique features. In Nigeria, the number exceeds 500. This is just the tip of the iceberg, and you are in for a true dive into linguistic diversity that captivates the imagination. So fasten your seatbelts as we begin an unforgettable journey into this amazing country, where every corner hides its secrets, and the cultural richness and vibrant diversity evoke genuine admiration. When speaking of Nigeria, most people recall its natural beauty and cultural traditions, yet often forget that it is also the largest economy in Africa. Yes, indeed, by gross domestic product, it surpasses giants like South Africa and Egypt. The reason for this is oil, which gushes here like a fountain, fulfilling the country's and its people's wishes. The oil sector provides the main income for the state, attracting numerous international corporations that draw in a financial flow, filling the treasury and allowing for the development of infrastructure and social programs. However, oil is not the only pillar of Nigeria's economy. Agriculture also plays a significant role, holding an important place in the country's life. Many remember or have heard their grandmother's words that potatoes are life, and in Nigeria, they think the same, only adding yams, cassava, and other root crops, which serve not only as food but also as cultural symbols. These products are not just food but part of the national identity, connecting generations and creating a special atmosphere of traditions. In recent years, the country has been making significant strides in developing its digital economy, with the startup sector growing like mushrooms after the rain. For those seeking investment opportunities, Nigeria is becoming increasingly attractive, a land of opportunities where oil meets new ideas and innovations. However, one should not forget the existing challenges. News reports frequently mention instability, internal corruption, and social challenges, which require respect for those fighting for stability and progress. Despite the difficulties, the country is moving forward, and this can be felt in every corner, in every movement of its people. If you ever find yourself in Nigeria, be prepared for breathtaking landscapes that change at an incredible pace, from lush surroundings to vast desert expanses, and also for immersion in a dynamic and ever-changing economic life. When it comes to languages, I never imagined that a dish called something else in Yoruba would sound completely different. This moment made me realize that to truly enjoy the local cuisine, one must master the language of the country, as each language has its nuances and subtleties that cannot be understood by merely tasting the dishes. The city of Lagos is not just a settlement, it is a massive metropolis, growing at such a rate that it sometimes feels like you've stepped into a science fiction movie where everything changes before your eyes. The population of this city is approaching 20 million people, almost as if the entire population of Norway were placed in one city. Considering the local traffic jams, which can only be compared to tangled mazes, life in Lagos is so vibrant and bustling that it feels like everything is boiling in a large pot of soup over a fire. In the markets, among street vendors, you can see everything, from fried bananas to rare and exotic fruits, and the flow of people never stops for a minute, creating a unique, unparalleled atmosphere of this place. In Lagos, traditions seamlessly blend with modernity and innovations. I remember an occasion when I was walking through the city's business district and saw skyscrapers reaching so high into the clouds that it took my breath away. It was so impressive that I forgot my initial plans and just stood there, amazed by the scale and beauty of the urban landscape. Lagos struck me with its indomitable energy, which is literally felt in every corner. Even if you just sit on a bench in a park or on the sidewalk and watch closely, you'll notice how quickly everything around you changes. People rushing, cars speeding, sounds merging into a single lively rhythm. If you want to understand the true African way of life, to feel its rhythms and spirit, Lagos is the place you must visit. Here, so much is happening that it feels like you are inside a movie, where every day is a new scene with unexpected twists, vibrant characters, and dramatic events. If you think only Hollywood and Bollywood boast outstanding cinematic works, you should learn about Nollywood, the second largest film industry in the world. Yes, you heard that right. Around 2,500 films are produced here annually, and these are not amateur works. Nollywood is a true talent factory, where the most talented actors, screenwriters, and directors create films that capture the hearts of audiences not only in Nigeria, but far beyond its borders. I remember once walking into a local cinema and seeing people watching films as if it were sacred time meant just for that. Every new film evokes such a storm of emotions that it feels like the entire street has gathered for the premiere. Nollywood experiments with a variety of genres, from touching melodramas to light comedies, from thrilling thrillers to serious historical dramas. In this diversity, there is everything a viewer might want. But, as in any developing industry, the quality of films sometimes fluctuates. Sometimes it seems as if the plot or production leaves much to be desired. However, it is this unpredictability that makes Nollywood cinema so special and captivating. It is important to understand that cinema here is not only a means of entertainment, but also a powerful tool for discussing social issues, reflecting historical events, and cultural traditions. Films become a kind of mirror of society, reflecting the joys, sorrows, hopes, and anxieties of the people. So if you are looking for something unusual, want to immerse yourself in a world where every film is a new adventure, Nollywood will surely delight you. Moving from the world of cinema to natural beauty, it is worth noting that if you are lucky enough to visit Nigeria, one of the most amazing and memorable experiences will be encountering the white-crested mangabe, one of the rarest and most enigmatic species of monkeys found exclusively in the western part of the African continent. These fluffy, playful creatures are distinguished by their unique appearance. Bright white crests rise on their heads, creating a unique look that adds a special charm. Encountering them is a real event for any traveler, as such rare representatives of the animal world are very seldom seen, and the chance to see them in their natural habitat is especially valuable. These monkeys live only in certain regions of West Africa, and their playful nature makes them even more attractive to observe. Imagine the scene. Once, I saw a whole group of these unusual creatures entertaining themselves, playing street football, jumping from branch to branch, twisting their heads, and eagerly leaping through the trees like little actors on the stage of nature. Their movements and amusing manners gave the impression that they were putting on a real performance, filled with liveliness and joy. It was truly a small miracle, a living testament to how diverse and rich nature can be in Nigeria. While exploring this amazing country, remember that each part holds its unique story, full of incredible discoveries and unexpected encounters. Every village, every corner, is a whole world filled with enchanting events and legends that one wants to learn and remember forever. Additionally, equally fascinating is the Nok culture, which originated more than 2,000 years ago and left behind a rich legacy. Imagine those times. On the green, gently rolling hills of modern Nigeria, skilled craftsmen worked, creating amazing terracotta statues. These sculptures astonish with their refined detail, expressive facial features, and meticulous attention to every element. They are like frozen-in-time witnesses of ancient rituals and customs, that perhaps once filled the lives of these people. These enigmatic figures, with their distinctive features and unique style, evoke the feeling that they were created not just from ceramics, but as windows into the past, into an era when magic and faith intertwined with daily life. They pierce through space and time, prompting modern observers to ask, who were these ancient people? What did they want to convey to the world through their works? And what stories are hidden behind each of these statues? I have always been impressed by how eternal art can be. These sculptures were not just decorations or ritual objects. They were symbols, bearers of memory, and perhaps even magical talismans. They contain the history of entire epochs, and each detail is a part of an ancient world filled with mysteries and legends. The Nok culture stirs the imagination not only because of its sculptures, but also because of its mastery of ironworking, which was a real breakthrough for those times. You know what's particularly interesting? These unique works of art were only discovered in the mid-20th century, indicating how much is still hidden from our view in the depths of history. It was then that scientists began to realize how rich and complex the heritage left by the ancient peoples of this region is, and how much more we can learn about our roots. Therefore, when traveling to Nigeria, do not miss the opportunity to see these remarkable terracotta monuments, which not only impress with their craftsmanship, but also make you think about how multifaceted and amazing our historical heritage can be. These findings are true treasures, revealing the secrets of long-gone eras, and they help us understand how diverse and multi-layered the history of this land is. Moreover, one cannot overlook the giant Zuma Rock, a natural wonder that reaches a height of 725 meters. This is not just a large rock, but an entire story that the locals majestically call the Gateway. But that's far from everything that can impress you in this amazing country. Nigeria has many more unique and impressive attractions worth mentioning. One such wonder is the famous Sungbo's Eredo, which is rightfully considered the longest wall on the African continent. Imagine this grand architectural structure stretching for a whole 160 kilometers, an incredible achievement, especially considering it was built long before the world-renowned Great Wall of China. This wall is not just a collection of stone blocks lined up. It is a true historical enigma, shrouded in the mists of time, as if hidden deep within history. Locals believe its construction is linked to legends of Queen Sungbo, a woman rumored to have the ability to control the elements and influence the weather. When I first heard about it, I felt as if I was facing not just an architectural structure, but a vast archive of ancient knowledge. Within this wall lies a multitude of stories about the peoples who inhabited these lands centuries ago, about their beliefs, dreams, and destinies. Unlike many other historical monuments, this wall does not attract excessive tourist attention, and perhaps that is why it still retains its original atmosphere. It seems to call out to anyone seeking answers to important questions, or simply wishing to touch something ancient and mysterious. I couldn't resist, and one day I decided to walk along its majestic outline. As I looked at its massive stone blocks creating an impressive horizon line, it felt like I was not just strolling on the ground, but walking through the pages of an ancient book, where each stone tells of times when life thrived, passions flared, and destinies were shaped in these lands. If you are looking for a place to think, be inspired, or simply enjoy the unusual silence and atmosphere, this wall will be just the place for you. Don't forget to bring a good camera to capture this historical masterpiece. Such moments are undoubtedly worth preserving for years to come. Let's now move to the city of Kano, one of the oldest cities in Africa, whose history spans more than a millennium. By the 20th century, it had become an important trading center, famous for its salt and gold markets. Imagine bustling bazaars, where traders loudly shout prices, and the air is filled with the vibrant aromas of spices, herbs, and fresh greens. When I first encountered this city, I was struck not only by its rich historical depth, but also by the vibrant culture that seems determined not to fade away under any circumstances. Ancient walls, still standing tall like guardians of time, tell of millennia-old events, concealing secrets, legends, and memories of long-gone eras. Walking through the narrow streets, I increasingly realized that I was not just in a tourist spot, but becoming part of a living historical scene. And the local markets are a special chapter of this story. There, you can see how the city's residents trade not only goods, but also culture, traditions, and heritage. I remember being treated to a national dish in one of the shops. It was rich, aromatic, like a small gastronomic tour. The taste was so rich that I almost forgot about the 30-degree heat outside. So if you ever find yourself in Phnom, be sure to stroll through its streets, look at the ancient walls that remember centuries, and don't miss the chance to try the local cuisine. It's not just food, but a true immersion into the culture and traditions of this region. Against the backdrop of rich history, this city becomes something more, a true open-air museum, where every building, every street corner tells its unique story, preserving the past. Imagine the gentle, warm sand softly caressing your feet, creating a feeling of comfort and tranquility underfoot. Around you, the pleasant sound of the surf spreads, and the waves, like living creatures, gently hit the shore, creating the soft music of nature. The wind, lightly swaying here, adds a sense of freedom and freshness, filling the air with the aromas of salty seawater and tropical plants. On this picturesque beach, you can see a bright kaleidoscope of people. Experienced surfers tirelessly catching the perfect waves to showcase their skill and bravery, and locals who enjoy a leisurely, unhurried life, allowing themselves to get lost in this tranquility. I have always believed that the beach is not just a place for relaxation and entertainment, but a real stage where people's stories unfold, their joys and dreams, their moments of happiness and peace. Here, you can witness how representatives of different cultures and nationalities, separated by thousands of kilometers, unite with a common passion, a love for nature, a desire to feel its beauty and freedom. In this place, everyone can feel part of something bigger, feel the unity and harmony that arises only in such unique corners of the earth. Let's not forget that this beach is also a great place for photography enthusiasts. Against the backdrop of the sunset sky, when the sun slowly sinks below the horizon, the ocean becomes a vast canvas on which nature paints amazing pictures. In such moments, your photos will be filled with a special mood and become true works of art, capturing the unique play of light and shadow, reflections and transience. And if you don't mind getting your feet a little wet in the cool ocean waters, be prepared for unexpected encounters with local fauna. Little crabs scurrying across the sand, as if they know you want to capture them in a photo, quickly disappear into their burrows, leaving only tiny tracks and mysterious shadows behind. So if you're looking for a place to completely unwind, enjoy nature, and feel its unique energy, Ibano Beach will be a true discovery for you. Here, every wave brings new experiences. Every moment fills your memory with vibrant colors, creating unforgettable memories. Let's now move to the heart of African nature, to the Gurara Waterfall, which some have already dubbed one of Nigeria's most impressive natural sights. Imagine, in the rainy season, this waterfall turns into a true water spectacle, as powerful streams of water cascade from a height of 30 meters, creating a roar that fills the surrounding space. This noise, the roar and crash of the water, merge into a single symphony that fills the heart with admiration and awe. Clouds of spray, resulting from the water's fall, can be a real challenge for those who decide to get close to the edge. There's a risk of being enveloped in water mist and getting soaked to the skin. I was struck by the power and swiftness of this flow, as if nature itself decided to put on a grand show to remind us of its mighty and boundless strength. The area is filled with noise, roar, and crash, and in the eyes of visitors you can see awe and wonder, as one of nature's greatest mysteries unfolds before them. If you ever get the chance to come here, be sure to bring a raincoat or waterproof jacket. It will protect you from sudden water attacks and allow you to fully enjoy the spectacle. Moreover, this place is a true paradise for photography enthusiasts. Here, you can capture the sun's rays breaking through the water curtain, creating bright rainbows and magical patterns. The feeling that you are becoming an explorer, discovering uncharted corners of this amazing planet, completely envelops you. Gurara Waterfall not only amazes with its beauty, but also reminds us of the Unfortunately, many outstanding works of art and cultural artifacts have ended up in museums in European countries, where today they attract the attention of collectors, researchers, and beauty lovers from around the world. These masterpieces evoke admiration for their sophistication and historical value. Yet it can be said with certainty that their presence abroad is not only the result of historical events and complex fateful circumstances, but also a reason to reflect on the fairness and return of cultural heritage to its homeland. In this context, a paradoxical situation arises. Despite the fact that many of these artifacts have long been in museum collections abroad, the governmental structures of countries like Nigeria persistently demand their return. Representatives of these countries argue that these works of art should be located on their native soil to restore historical justice and allow local residents to take pride in their rich heritage. In their view, the return of these monuments is not just an act of restitution, but a crucial restoration of the cultural identity of a people that was lost or slipped away during centuries of historical events. In particular, the so-called Benin bronzes are not just magnificent examples of artistic craftsmanship. They are living testimonies of an entire era filled with innovations, traditions, and the spiritual life of the people. These unique works embody not only aesthetic beauty, but also deep symbolism, reflecting the worldview and values of that time. Therefore, if you ever find yourself in Nigeria or Benin, be sure to visit local museums to see these amazing masterpieces with your own eyes. By examining their details, you will feel how art can unite people, convey history from generation to generation, and strengthen national identity. This experience will not only expand your understanding of cultural heritage, but also help you understand why it is so important to return these artifacts to their historical homeland and preserve them for future generations. Speaking of Nigeria's traditions, it is impossible not to mention the Osun Osogbo Festival, one of the most vibrant and memorable cultural events in the region, like a bright rainbow standing out against the gray backdrop of everyday life. This festival is not just a mass event or entertainment, it is a profound cult dedicated to the water goddess Osun. Traditionally, the festival takes place in the Sacred Grove, a place surrounded by legends and beliefs, where, according to legend, the goddess herself once appeared to people and manifested her power. For locals, this place is a sacred space filled with spiritual energy, and every year, thousands of pilgrims, tourists, and believers gather here to participate in ritual ceremonies and feel a connection with the divine. I have always been amazed by the atmosphere of this festival. The sounds of percussion instruments filling the air with rhythmic beats and the voices of choirs merging into a single harmony create the feeling that you have entered another world. The traditional costumes of the participants, bright and rich with ornaments, transport you to a distant era, reminding you of ancient customs and beliefs that are still alive today. Immersing yourself in this cultural extravaganza, it seems that you become part of ancient rituals, where people, believing in the power of the goddess, pray for well-being, good harvests, and health. This festival is not only an expression of respect for the goddess Osun, but also a unique opportunity for locals to showcase their cultural achievements and for travelers to witness a truly majestic and touching spectacle. For several days, the Sacred Grove transforms into a place where ancient rituals and modern traditions intertwine, creating a unique blend of past and present. Each time I watched these rituals, I felt as though I was becoming part of something greater than just a celebration. It was a union with nature, with ancestors, and with the divine force that fills everything around. Therefore, if you plan to visit, I remember the moment when I found myself among these majestic trees, and a feeling arose in my soul as if the forest itself was alive, breathing, and telling its ancient story. In this place, time seems to pause for a moment, and you begin to realize that every leaf, every branch, and every twig is not just a part of nature, but a living part of something much greater and more significant. This feeling fills the heart with awe and evokes a desire to stop and absorb all the magic that reigns here. If you have ever dreamed of finding a place where you can truly feel the fusion of nature and history, The Forbidden Forest will be a true revelation for you. It is not just a tour or a walk. It is a unique opportunity to touch ancient culture and the grand events that have endured through the centuries, retaining their strength and beauty. Honestly, if I had to choose one word to describe the essence of Nigeria, I would undoubtedly call it joy. That's right. Studies show that Nigerians are among the happiest people on the planet. And what does that mean? It means that despite all the challenges they face, the people of this country know how to find a reason for celebration, for a smile, and for joy. Imagine, in the heart of Lagos, where noise and bustle are not just a backdrop but a true symphony of life. Every day sounds like a musical concert. In every corner of the city, you can hear music and people dance as if the whole world is one big party for them, with no place for gloom and sadness. I remember once encountering a street musician skillfully playing the guitar. A crowd gathered around, and each person was completely immersed in the moment. Everyone was dancing, laughing, enjoying every sound and every movement. It was truly infectious and inspiring because Nigerians don't just love celebrations, they live them. Here, every week, every day can become a reason for fun and joy. Whether it's a wedding, a birthday, or just a meeting with friends, music and dance permeate everyday life, turning it into a bright and rich event. It's not just entertainment. It's a way of expressing emotions, culture, and undoubtedly happiness, which seems to saturate every cell of this nation. I watched the locals move with ease and carefree in a rhythm that seemed familiar and dear to them. And at that moment I realized that there is something special in Nigeria that makes people smile, even when fate presents them with challenges. It is an inner light, warmth, and zest for life that is passed on to everyone who visits. If you want to hear what true joy sounds like and looks like, then Nigeria is the place you should visit at least once in your life. This country is not just a geographical point on the map, but a real treasure for those seeking adventure, vivid impressions, and new emotions. Every time I think of Nigeria, I am filled with admiration for its rich culture, stunning nature, and amazing history, which is passed down from generation to generation. Imagine, from the majestic savannas covering vast expanses to the bustling city streets filled with life and movement. In every corner of this country, it seems as if there is a story hidden, sometimes ancient and mysterious, sometimes modern and dynamic. It is a place where ancient traditions merge with the modern rhythms of life, creating an amazing cocktail of emotions that cannot leave anyone indifferent. And perhaps most importantly, Nigeria is not only a place to see with your eyes, but also to feel with your heart. Here, every moment fills the soul with a special warmth and joy, and every impression remains in memory forever. If you ever decide to travel here, be prepared for this country to leave an indelible mark on your heart, warming you for a long time. The world around us is full of amazing and sometimes astonishing wonders hidden in the most unexpected corners. Every person, regardless of age and location, has a unique opportunity to discover something new, truly inspiring and exciting. This is the essence of our shared journey. We are not just observing the world, but actively exploring it, expanding our horizons and filling our hearts with new knowledge and impressions. So let's not stop at what we've achieved and continue this fascinating journey together, uncovering new facets of the reality surrounding us. It is also important to remember the power of sharing the information and impressions we gain with others. Let our knowledge and discoveries inspire friends, family, and acquaintances to embark on their own searches and discoveries. It is through the exchange of experiences and stories that we can make our community richer and more diverse. In this regard, if you enjoyed this information, do not hesitate to pass it on to those who might be interested, because only together can we expand the circle of those who know and appreciate the amazing world around us. A special place in our journey is occupied by a country named Nigeria, a country with a rich history, multifaceted culture, and incredible natural beauty. It is a place full of vivid contrasts and unique traditions, deserving of attention and study. In its diversity, one can find ancient monuments, modern cities, picturesque landscapes, and unique customs. It is thanks to countries like Nigeria that we can understand how diverse and amazing our world is, how multifaceted its nature and culture are. Let our shared pursuit of knowledge and discovery not fade, but instead grow stronger and brighter. This is the true wealth of human experience, in the constant desire to learn new things, share them with others, and expand our horizons. After all, it is such moments that make our lives rich, exciting, and full of meaning. We wish you new, vivid impressions, inspiration, and unforgettable discoveries in the future. May every journey and every new piece of knowledge bring joy, and may the world around you reveal its wonders and mysteries. Until we meet again and embark on new exciting adventures on our shared journey through the world of knowledge and discoveries.